He Oh, right? Yeah. Where'd you go to school? Salute, man. Swear to God. Those Marcus. DeAndre. Where'd you go?
Good evening. Appreciate you waiting around. Disappointing night for us. Really wanted to win for our program and for our seniors. Always got to take full responsibility as a head coach and as an organization. Started off slow, and obviously it didn't go well. Appreciate the effort in the second half, guys trying to make something happen, but not nearly enough. So, questions?
Coach, what did you tell the team in the locker room that the season ends today?
Well, the first thing is you have to acknowledge seniors, because even though it's a painful night, there's guys that have been in there for 4 and 5 years, some 3 years, some just got here, and some have been through a lot. A lot of change. Some have been through injuries. Some guys were on the sideline on crutches, on wheelies, whatever those things are. And you always want great things for them in terms of the way it ends. And it's important to acknowledge and thank those guys. So that was the first message. The fact that those guys they deserve that from every player, so that every player goes and sees those guys and thanks them. And then after that, the reality that setting a standard comes with laying a foundation, and sometimes it's really painful, and that's where we are. And that the standards that we set are high, and they're to be uncompromised, and they will continue to be uncompromised. And we'll set them high and higher each and every year, and we've got to work to get to there. There's no way around it. There's no fluff, and there's no sugarcoating it. We're not there now, and certainly we've got work to do.
Mario, what does it say about Tyler that he fought his way to come back and play tonight, and then how disappointed was he to only have that last one?
Well, it was very, I know it sounds like a broken record with the last time. He was healthy. He practiced well. He was cleared medically. You check that 10 times over to make sure, but it was something that was really painful for him after he had taken that shot on the interception. And so that was it. Was it frustrating? Yes. Obviously, you saw, what a good player he is, and it's been painful not having him for a good part of the season, but confidence and faith in your other guys, and you do everything you possibly can to generate some points and some yards. We didn't do a good enough job at all. And we put a lot of pressure on the defense. They were busting their butts. So.
All right.
You see the replay of the hit on Tyler, and you think during it on the hit player kind of pushed his arm down.
I couldn't tell you. We're moving pretty quickly with a sudden change. So I did not get to see it. I saw it live, and it just looked like part of ball, So I don't know. I know that it was critically important to protect him. And they're bringing cover 0 there. There's going to be somebody free with what we called there, trying to get the ball to the tight end. And so it's a race to get it off and avoid the hit, and we didn't do a good enough job.
How do you attack everything that has to be done now over the next few weeks? You're going to assess the staff. You're going to look at the portal. You've got recruiting.
Directly. Yeah, it's, coming in, the plan was always the plan. Always was. Try to make sure you do everything possible to win every game, right? While you lay a foundation, not compromise anything. And, your starting point now. You know where you are at different spots and different positions. The areas that need massive improvement, other ones that showed improvement. From a personnel standpoint, what you need to go get and accessing it whatever way possible, high school, junior college, transfer portal, whatever it may be. Portal's a two-way street, in and out, both. So those are conversations that you always have, and you always are very respectful about, your roster and the moves that need to be made. So the work never stops, and the level of commitment and effort and resiliency that goes with it will be unmatched.
Mark, you've talked about your process and how you evaluate players and everything, the portal, recruiting, all that stuff. But how do you evaluate the staff?
Like I have every single year, by what we do and how we do it as it relates to everything. Performance on the field, performance off the field, performance in recruiting. That's how you evaluate your staff.
Do you get
this to where you want to be, just from recruiting, development, building the culture, or does a season like this make you reassess scheme, philosophy, anything like that?
You reassess everything in terms of, because I understand the questions and the way they're directed. Any and all moves are always discussed privately. I don't make the business of our organization as it relates to anything and everything public. It's just not, it's not respectful. So in terms of us, in terms of what I see it as, I think it's I have a pretty fair idea coming in, you know, and some of it a little bit better, some of it not as good. But that's in terms of assessment, not judgment. I think there's a lot of guys that have tried really, really hard. And then some other areas where we just got to get a whole lot better. You know, our roster certainly has to get deeper. The way that we coach has got to get better. You know, we've had success at the different places we've been at, but it didn't translate, you know, in year one over here. Some of that's expected, and some of the other stuff we can do better. So everything is always assessed at the end of the year, and it's done professionally. It's done carefully, meticulously. It's not done shooting from the hip and stuff of that nature. You know, everything is really looked into deep and making sure that we're doing the right thing, the best that we can possibly do by the players in the program.
Mario, you used 3 quarterbacks all year. How much more information that you have now on these 3 quarterbacks that will give you more of an idea of what you're going through, knowing that you know what hand you've been dealt?
Right. Well, we used 3 because one got hurt for the majority of 6 games, you know, and we saw that there's a lot of promise in both those guys. I mean, Jake's got tremendous guts, and he made some unbelievable throws tonight, you know. And Jakari, you saw what he could do when we played over at Georgia Tech as well. So you have a lot of film to assess and evaluate. Plus, even more so in that, you watch guys every single day in the locker room and in practice, and you make your assessments and your judgments and your decisions based on that as well. You know, there is you know, that describes it pretty much. Does that make sense?
Sorry. Without revealing, I guess, do you have an idea of what Tyler's going to decide?
That's a discussion with Tyler, his family, and myself, to be respectful of him and his family.
Coach, would you have done anything different year one coming to a close? Anything that you think that should have been done better, or how do you evaluate yourself as year one? Well,
we didn't accomplish our goal of being in the postseason, so obviously, you know, we didn't live up to our own expectation. You know, it's hard. We've all been in the postseason for the last decade or so as a head coach or as an assistant coach. So in taking on this situation, it's been nothing but excitement. And for me, it's nothing but drive and determination going forward. Sorry, guy, I don't get fazed or flustered by what needs to be done. This is some work to do now, you know. It's important to assess reality, right? It's important to look at exactly each and every position and performance and everything that goes with it and what needs to be done to improve it and elevate a program. That's what rebuilding a program is all about, and this is rebuilding a program. You know, we do not need to kid ourselves and pretend that this program has built. This program has had to be rebuilt. So whether it be from a recruiting standpoint, schematic standpoint, culture standpoint, toughness standpoint, resiliency standpoint, there's no need to BS ourselves. We ain't gonna do that. We gotta get to work with tough-minded people, talented, tough-minded people. And you know what? That's uncomfortable for some people, and that's all right. So there's no flinching here.
Mario, do you have interviews now with each of the players? And you know, what's that process like? And also, do you have an idea of how many players will be entering the transfer portal?
Process is normal every year. We meet with every single player. Remember that the portal, as I mentioned, is a two-way street. Not everybody's asked to return. You know, I understand now from a media standpoint, you guys have to go with what you feel you hear or you feel is what it is. Not everybody is asked to return.
Mario, what would be your message to recruits, to fans, to anyone about the confidence you have that this can get rebuilt?
The reality. The reality is that this is what we do and what we're very, very good at. And that the starting point is what it is, and there's some really good foundation blocks that are already set. There's some really good players, a small core of players that are tough, that are talented, and that want to be really great. I thought Cam Kitchen said it best in the locker room as he left, you know, called up everybody and told them how much he loved them, and that, you know, we're going to get it done, and anyone that can't or doesn't want to be a part of that, move fast and get out the way. That's what it takes. That's what it's taken at Miami every single time. Every single time Miami's been rebuilt, or our last couple stops the exact same way. And that's what it's going to take. No fluff, no proclamations, no declarations, no tweets. Just got to get back to work and got to make sure that we continue to develop, fill the roster with the right people, high caliber, tough-minded guys, and make sure that we're doing the right things as coaches. We've got to take it together. You can't just put it on its entire as a program, starting with myself. That's what leaders are supposed to do. Own it, eat it, grow from it, and go get better. Miami will be a championship program. Thank you.
Thanks, thank you.
Thank you.
We have defensive back DJ Ivy. We'll go straight to your questions.
No questions?
Coach just said that, Cam kind of spoke to everyone, before leaving the locker room. Basically, if you don't want to be part of the solution, then, get out of the way. I mean, see your player, a sophomore and set off like that and kind of deliver that message. What does that say about the future of the program, do you think?
It says a lot about the future of the program. A guy like him, he stands for a lot for this program. He puts up on his like crazy effort each and every play. He's on every special teams. Don't come out. So coming from Cam, that's a lot. He's only a sophomore. He got a lot of football ahead, and he's correct. Whoever don't want to be here, they could leave. If not, they got to come to work. I mean, I'm not gonna be in the program anymore, but I understand where Cam coming from after this loss.
As a guy who has stuck around for 5 years at UM, been through some tough times, a lot of changes. Like, what does it mean, for these young guys to kind of get this experience of not having everything kind of go their way?
It means a lot because it takes them to a place that they don't want to go anymore. You feel me? So I know they don't like this feeling. They don't want this feeling anymore. So why even put yourself in that predicament again? That's my message to them.
Been through multiple culture changes here at Miami. What's the difference this time around?
It's a big difference. The people, in general, you gotta have the right people around your players. You gotta have coaches, players. You feel me? So that's the biggest thing. And as far as the culture, you gotta have every player buying into the culture. You can't have some players, I'm gonna go this route or I'm gonna go this route. Nah, everybody gotta be one. Everybody gotta buy in. And I think that's what Coach Cristobal is trying to build.
DJ, how confident are you in the future of this program?
I'm very confident in the program. I mean, if I had another year, I'll probably come back. I don't know what Coach Cristobal has in store, but I'm assuming that it's going to be good for the program, and I can't wait to see.
DJ, kind of along those lines, when it does get right, what's that going to mean to you to know that what you did played a role in that?
Say it again?
When this program gets going,
okay,
you guys wanted to, what's it going to mean to you that this first year you were part of this and you were part of what Mario's trying to build?
It means a lot to me, I was hoping that we could do it first year, but, everything don't work out like that. Knowing that I was a part of it to begin with and moving forward, I know these guys will bring the program along, so I just can't wait to see what they have in store.
DJ, you talk about your final year. How do you feel you've grown as a person and what lies ahead in the future of DJ Ivy in terms of hoping to get to the next level?
Yeah, I feel like I grown tremendously as a person. With this coaching staff, with the coaches, they've pushed me to be a leader, not just by doing the right stuff, but vocally. Talking to other guys. Teaching the young guys the right ways, the right things to do. And as far as my future, I mean, I'm ready for whatever life brings at me. I'm ready.
Do a few more for you.
DJ, how tough was it in that locker room just now? And other than Cam, who else spoke? Just what was it like?
It was tough. After a loss like that, my last time playing on Hard Rock, it was a lot of emotions, a lot of things going on. So taking that, it wasn't light. Cam was the only one who spoke up. That's what a leader's supposed to do. He's supposed to lead his team. He's going to be the captain next year, and I feel like he did the right thing. He just got to keep moving, keep pushing forward. Can't keep dwelling on it either.
You guys finished 5-7 this year. I mean, so is that because more guys did not buy in than did buy in? I mean, what you had the coaches you wanted. What happened?
Execution. That's it. We didn't execute when we needed to, for the most part. I wouldn't say, buying in part, but it all comes down to execution when we're on the field.
Just about last question for you about tonight in particular. Just what did it do that was effective against you guys on offense?
I mean, you saw what they did. You feel me? So that's a question that like the answer to that. They ran the ball, threw the ball. It's 500 yards total offense. You get what I'm saying? So, thank you.
Thank you, DJ.
Scrap them, we'll go straight to the questions.
You're really close, obviously, with Tyler, and he tried to suck it up here and be there for you guys. And bringing 3 yards in the first couple minutes of the game. Talk a little bit about just what he's been going through and what this experience tonight is like for him.
I mean, we've all been battling injuries this whole entire year. Kid's tough as nails, he tried to do everything he could, and just when you're not at 100%, it hurts. But I mean, when he's at 100%, you know what he can do. But yeah, that's just been the tale of our team this year. We've just been, just banged up a little bit. But God's fighting through it every single week, and yeah.
It's kind of see the emotion on your face, just what's going through your mind right now after tonight, the finale of the season.
I mean, when you put in work ever since January, hard work, busting your tail off, and then just not good enough, it just kind of hurts.
Xavier, as one of the leaders of the offense, what will be your message to the rest of the team throughout this offseason?
Just keep pushing, man. Working on sticking together, just being there for each other, and just keep working, honestly.
As a South Florida guy, right, you put a lot of emotion into this. It seems like a lot of the South Florida kids really haven't worked out here at Miami. What's the reason for that, and what would you say to South Florida kids that are supposed to come into this new culture of Miami?
I mean, I can't speak for others. I know I work out down here in South Florida, but I can't speak for others.
What did you see from Wilson? I think he had a great. I mean, obviously, Burke has been in the win, but he had a really good game tonight to end his career. What did you see from him? And what was this game like? What do you think this game was like for him? I guess.
I mean, Will's awesome. Will's a great athlete. So when you put the ball in his hand, he's gonna make stuff happen. And tonight was just his night. Love that dude to death, though, man. Just great guy off the field as well. Don't know a lot of men better than him off the field, just his character and all that.
The way that Cam stood up in the locker room, as Mario revealed to us, clearly he's setting the tone already for 23. How important is that? Just start turning the page.
I know.
Either be in or be out. You know, how important is that?
You know, for sure. I mean, that's super important. I mean, kid's a leader ever since he got here. And that's why me and him are really close because he has the same type of desire and need, to win as I do. So I like surrounding myself with those type of people, and he's one of those people for sure.
I think you have enough of those type of people in the program right now, or is that what Mario is trying to get to?
We have enough of those people. I mean, we're obviously going to add more, but we have enough. Again, it's just not really, just comes down to execute.
Is it tough, with the transfer portal and all these kids coming in, going out, that whole process when you see your teammates leave? What's that like?
I mean, we weren't focused on that. Guys are gonna leave. We just stayed focused and just worried about Pitt. This week I'm preparing, and that's about it.
What the last thing is, I asked DJ this. What do you think happened this season? I mean, you guys ended up 5-7. You had the coaches you loved. You're one of the guys that bought in. Was it more guys did not buy in than did? Like what? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, our whole entire team was injured. We didn't have a healthy team except for the first snap of the first game. So I mean, that definitely plays a part in it. And then again, it's a first-year offense, first-year defense. We did pretty good. We just got to do better executing.
What does it say about the team that with so many guys kind of working their way back from injury? You came back from injury. Tyler tried to play twice after getting hurt. Jakai, many other guys who we don't even know about who were banged up. Like, what's it say about the team, their toughness?
I mean, that just shows love for football, You obviously got this far because you love the game so much. And I know at least for me, I couldn't sit around and watch too long, I had to get back, and that's just a personal thing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll jump straight into questions.
Cam, Mario revealed that you had a very poignant message to guys after the game. Why was it so important to you to start setting the tone for what you want to see happen around here?
We know 5-7 ain't the standard, and nobody wanted to be the standard. Not to speak on anything that happened in the past, but we trying to reach. We're trying to reach the glory days or whatever like that, but we trying to make it for ourselves. We're not trying to do it for the past. That's really what it is.
What exactly did you say?
To keep it brief, it was just saying that if you don't want to be here, farewell, good wishes to you, hope for the best. But if you want to stay, come every day ready to grind, because we don't want this taste in our mouth again.
Do you think that, question, but I guess, how would you evaluate this season as a whole? I know you said you're not where you want to be. What do you think went wrong in this?
I can't tell you what went wrong. I'm out there grinding, making sure I'm doing everything I could. So I guess we just ain't execute enough on offense and defense. We ain't play complementary football. Like, defense ain't helping offense in certain situations, offense ain't helping defense in certain situations. So that's what it is.
Cam, where do you get your leadership style from?
I don't really get it from nowhere. Just I'm the oldest of 6, so gotta make sure I'm setting a good example for them. So when I come and play football, just lead by example. If I gotta say something, I say something. If I don't.
There's upwards of 40 blue chip kids on this roster, most of which are from South Florida. Why do you think that South Florida is struggling so hard to adjust to the University of Miami and be successful here?
As far as the players?
Yes.
I can't tell you. Shoot, to each his own. Every player, no matter where you come from, you gotta come and grind. So there might be some stuff going on, but you gotta just grind. That's all it is.
We asked, someone asked this, but do you think there's enough guys like that have your same kind of mentality and X's mentality on this team right now to kind of turn this thing around?
Yes, every week we felt like we was gonna win the game. Ain't no week we came in like, man, these guys is better than us. No, everybody had their dog in them. Everybody coming to practice at 5 a.m. in the morning, ready to grind. We ain't got nobody that was laying down.
Do a few more for camp. Like, Cam, obviously the change that Mario brought in didn't sit well with a few teammates. A couple have transferred out. How do you stay focused, and what is your process of staying focused in the midst of change and everything going on?
Football. You love football. You're gonna grind regardless. Like that's all I know. All I know is football. So nobody can take the joy away from me. Nobody can do nothing. Like I'm here to grind and play football. That's what I came in for.
And how have you, well, Mario said, you were one of the only guy who spoke up in the locker room after the game today. How have you seen yourself, grow into that leadership role? Because, obviously, start of the year was just start of your second season. Now you're more of a veteran, I guess.
Shoot, everybody should be a leader on the team. All 11 on offense, all 11 on defense. But I just felt like it was something needed to be said, and the coach was already saying it, so I guess it should come from a player. So I ain't seen nobody else doing it, so I stepped up and said something.
Cam, this is the portal's still a pretty new deal. This portal era. Guys will have decisions to make. We all know that. Are you going to reach out individually to guys, or do you kind of let them figure it out on their own?
As far as staying and leaving?
Do you almost become a recruiter now in some respects?
As far as my own players?
As far as this team, the guys that might have decisions to make, do you get involved in that and try to?
Like I said, if you want to be a Miami Hurricane, be a Miami Hurricane. If you feel like you need to go somewhere else to succeed, there's no hard blood, there's no bad blood. Like you got to do what you got to do for you to succeed. So if you want to be a Hurricane, be a Hurricane. You stand here. There's no persuading. What I'm gonna say, stay. If they want to go, they gonna go. If they want to stay, they gonna stay.
Last question.
A big thing all season on the defense was just consistency. It showed a lot throughout the whole season. What do you think was behind that? Did some guys just never really grasp this whole new system? You guys have played in the system, for several years. Guys have been here.
Wasn't the system, wasn't the scheme. Players got to execute. If you go out there and you call man, there's nothing wrong with the scheme. You got to cover your man. If you get beat, you get beat. So it's nothing to the scheme. It's the players. You got to execute more.
Why so much inconsistency, do you think?
I mean, executing. That's all it is. If you execute every play, then you're consistent. So.
Cam, what now with the student athletes? Like, do you have finals coming up? Like, what happens football? Well, obviously, the season's over. But what's the process now for you as far as football goes?
Tomorrow we wake up and grind. We won a national championship, so that's how we're gonna work tomorrow. We lost the day, season over with. Time to work for the next one.
So you guys, will you go out together by yourselves? You know what I mean, on the field? And
if I'm by myself, I'm by myself. If it's teammates with me, we there grinding. It's to each his own. Some guys might need a day to rest. We done had a long season, up and downs. We done got a bunch of injuries. I'm nicked up. Everybody got injuries. So if you need to take a day off or a week off, however long you need. But when we coming back in January, when it's full throttle, we full throttle.
the other thing is the locker room, would you say it was mixed emotions? Some very sad, some angry, some, what?
It wasn't nobody angry. Everybody sad because we wanted to send the seniors out the right way. We didn't. We ain't executed good enough.
Okay, thanks, Cam.
Thanks.
Thanks, Cam.
Will, what was this game like just for you personally? And you had a good game, but obviously I'm sure you would have preferred it to come with a victory. Just what was it like for you and the emotions of tonight and everything?
Yeah, obviously it didn't go the way that we wanted to. Obviously we wanted another chance to, play again in a bowl game. But most importantly, I just tried to soak up every moment with the guys. Everyone from players, coaches, and staff. I just enjoyed the moment with them. I know it's tough to enjoy that when we're losing like that, but at the end, I just want to enjoy the moment with them. Because I appreciate everything that everyone in this program has done for me. So that was the most important for me at the end. Say kind words and thanks to all the people that have helped me, grow and as a man, as a player. So just trying to enjoy the moment with everyone.
And I'm not sure if anyone told you, I think he tied for the all-time tight end touchdown reception record and tied for second, I think, for all-time tight end reception yards. What do those marks mean to you, and those all-time marks mean?
Yeah, I've never been a guy that's trying to, stat chase or whatever, but, that means a lot to me, that I was able to do that, and I appreciate the coaches giving me the opportunity. Obviously, at the end, they're trying to feed me to try and break that, so, no, it's cool. It means a lot to me. That wasn't just done by me, that's done by countless of coaches and players that have helped me get to that, so wouldn't have been able to do it without any of them.
Well, obviously this being your final season, you were able to compile some good numbers, but now that the season is over, you weren't able to get to a bowl game. Do you think about what it would be like to possibly play on Sundays, knowing full well that you can work out, combine, and a lot to look forward to in your career? I'm sure you've certainly raised a few eyebrows with your play and your leadership.
Yeah, that's always been a dream of mine, is to play at the next level. Just a lot of work's got to go into that, and hopefully I get the opportunity somewhere to show what I can do and get a chance to keep playing. So, but I'm just gonna gotta just focus on myself, control that, and just get to work and improve things that I need to improve. So, but yeah, looking forward to the opportunity to get that chance. Just got to take advantage of it.
And one other follow-up I have is not only you have the NFL, but there are other pro leagues out there like the XFL and the USFL as well. So there are more than enough ample opportunities to get your opportunity to play at the pros. What are your thoughts about those possibilities?
Yeah, I love playing football, and I think I'll try and play as long as I can. And I haven't paid or thought too much about it. It's a little ways away. So, but it just I got to get to work first. So, not going to think too far in the future though.
Well, how difficult was it to process when you realized that Tyler wasn't going to be able to go back out there, knowing what he's gone through for the last month and a half to try to be out there? Just how tough was that to process?
Yeah, it's tough because, I appreciate everything he's done and how hard he's been working to try and get back out there. And I know how badly he wanted to, and I know he wishes he could. And but I appreciate everything he's done, as a player, as a teammate, as a leader, as a friend. But he gave it his all. He tried, and unfortunately, he couldn't. And he'll get better. He'll heal. He'll get better, and everything. He'll be on the right track, but I appreciate everything he's done for me, like I said, on and off the field.
Well, I know you spoke during the week, if I remember right, just kind of like your faith in the coaching staff that's here. But what about the players who'll be back next year? I know Coach Ball said that Cam Kitchens stood up and spoke to everyone in the locker room. Guys like him, Xavier Restrepo, and other guys will be back next year.
Yeah, I think it's evident of the guys who are bought in. And you get a guy like Cam, a guy like X, a guy like Tyler. That's what this team needs. It's guys like that, and we do have guys like that. And kind of like Cam was saying, if Miami's the right fit for you, you'll stay and you'll get to work. But if not, best wishes to the guys who move on and go somewhere else. But with the blueprint that Coach Cristobal and Coach Feld and everyone's building, requires the most from you. Requires you to be like a guy like Cam, and I know he's a great leader already. He's a great player, so he's going to be a fun guy to follow, and I know he'll get these guys going.
Last question for Will. How big of a challenge was it in the locker room this year? Because it's obvious there wasn't necessarily complete buy-in, and there were maybe sections of guys who were worried that they weren't getting enough playing time, or upset and frustrated because they didn't like their role. How much of a hurdle was that for you guys to overcome?
Yeah, we had obviously our issues, whether that was execution or whatever. But as a leader, as the guys who are trying to build this, you got to find the guys that are there to come along, or try and get guys to come along. And but like I said, I've got nothing but faith in Coach and the guys that do it the right way to find the right guys. And a lot's going to happen in this next month or two. So I'm excited to see what they're building, and I know it's going to be special because I'm excited to see them win championships in the future. I truly believe that they will. So I'll be excited to see that.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Yeah.